niggas completely conquer, extremely barking a nigga. You see me, you deeply carve up a nigga. Believe me, graffiti your armor, you heebie, you GB, bikini, your brother. You guinea pig. Now give me the start up and treat me, you greet me, you meet me with arms up. So sweet when I speak, heavy, it was deep, I was sleep, now the God's up. Upholding the fundamentals while most of you boast a rental. Focus was most essential. Spit bars to provoke your mental. Do I have your entendimiento? While I clap these raps like thunders. Look over your shoulder, boy, and wonder.
This is the motherfucking human iPod out this motherfucker, okay? He can go all day.
Smoke some, bitch. GK. Hold up. Talking about. PMCPH real nigga. Polo, fuck that heel figure. Made myself a ghetto star. On the slab, sipping bar. Smoking weed, selling white. The mother nigga shit don't come back right. That's how niggas get popped. Trying to get the cheaper price. Watch your paper, guard your life. Cause most of these niggas ain't living right. Keep your pistol, fuck a fight. Cause niggas out here jack every night. I keep my mind on my money, nigga, fuck the fame. Big face hunters, deep in the game. Hitting the corner in the candy thing. Sitting on leather, gripping the grain.
Yeah. Good weed, good drink, big money. Hey. Rolling in something foreign, no leather gripping. Yeah. I handle my business, so I think I deserve to get
When I came in the dough, I said it before. I never fuck a hoe without head no more. I never pull up with nothing less than a foe. And I smoke cigars, it ain't just for the show. I'm blessed from the dough and known for my sit out. I send a nigga baby mama home with a Smith out. You can have a bitch, nigga, I ain't sending him in out. Smoke weed and freestyle, low instrument out, pin out. Flip through the wicked streets of PA. Motherfuck the judge, prosecutor, and the DA. Head to the H where the hoes are fuck three-way, two-way, four-way. Anyway the pro say, never hear a hoe say, no I won't, no I can't, stop it and no I don't. Cause a bitch know I might just explode and slap in the face with a pie LMO. Cause a nigga get thrown.
Good weed, good drink, big money. Hey. Rolling in something foreign, no leather gripping. Yeah. I handle my business, so I think I deserve to yeah. Good weed, good drink, big money. Hey. Rolling in something foreign, no leather gripping. Yeah. I handle my business, so I think I deserve to
Hey, 16.5 a piece, nigga, USDA. Hey, I grind hard, and play hard. Break out the pot, heat up the water. Damn, swear to God, the minivan do tricks. Hit the brakes, hit the light, and voila, they go them bricks. Slide through the hood, sitting on some big wheels. Niggas copping white, turn flips like cartwheels. Trap star, my next tail chirp all day. Riding dirty, 3 9s and a 4-way. Yeah.
Good weed, good drink, big money.
Hey, big money,
rolling
man.
In something foreign, no
we only ride the best.
I handle my business,
one and only,
so
big
I
homie.
think I deserve to
Try to told you I'm thug. Son foreign, I'm torn on foreign land. Worldwide, I'm known for the arm and hand. Heard the streets, I'm a wanted man. So it's on again. Started with the block, did it brick by brick. Then I charted with the rock, nigga, hit by hit. I'm retarded with the Glock, nigga, clip by clip. The competition is none, they deceased to exist. Let it breathe a little bit. He's off his rocker, he's a little skit. Stole like a football, Hove used to cook raw. Now I got the game sold like Granny's good Shaw. Sure, y'all niggas want war. Y'all got it backwards, y'all should want raw. Y'all should want more and more and more.
Good weed, good drink, big money. Hey. Rolling in something foreign, no leather gripping. Yeah. I handle my business, so I think I deserve to yeah. Good weed, good drink, big money. Hey. Rolling in something foreign, no leather gripping. Yeah. I handle my business, so I think I deserve to
yeah.
Uh-oh. Recession Proof. Recession Proof. Recession Proof. You bastard. Tuesday, June 30th, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am sitting here with my mimosa at night. What up, everybody? So, it's 281-406-0057. I'm already going to answer a text right now stating, are we going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers? Of course we are. We're going to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. And you're like, well, it's not basketball season, so what's going on? All right, so what's going on is a lot here. A lot's happened today. So LeBron James opted not to return back to the Lakers in his 26th season. He's done with that chapter in Los Angeles. However, they made it a whole lot of news, right? But it was funny because nobody knows who he's going to. So we're going to talk about a little bit about that because LeBron is still at the top of his game. I hope y'all know that. I hope y'all don't think that because he's 42 or something, or 43. I think he's 42. That he can't ball no more. That's a lie. But the thing is that money worth it, right? So the question is, well, is the money worth re-signing him? And he made it easy for everybody. Because, it would have looked crazy if LA would have said we're not interested in re-signing. So, of course, LA would look crazy. But for him to say it via his manager, and it's funny because we're gonna get into the reason why I think this is a crazy thing that's going on with LA. Oh, hold on. Keep forgetting. Okay, let's go to ESPN.
To the decision that he wants to play again, but it won't be with LA.
LeBron James made the decision on Tuesday here that he will enter free agency, but not only that, he has decided to leave the Los Angeles Lakers. Rich Paul, his agent, informed Rob Pelinka, the Lakers' president of basketball operations, that the Lakers can move on with their offseason because LeBron James is moving on with them. He is leaving after 8 years. He led them to a 2020 NBA championship. And so LeBron James had to first sift through whether he wanted to play another year, and all indications were he was going to do that. So a record unprecedented 24th NBA season awaits LeBron James at the very least. But then it was about where he was going to do it. And obviously there's been a lot of different moves over the last year or so with the Lakers, different priorities with the Lakers. Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, we know they're both on max contracts, and their organization had decisions to make. And so before it can get to a point where the Lakers had to take time and wait, LeBron James made the decision for them. Now both sides can move on with their offseason. And so why? I'm told this is a happiness-led decision for LeBron James. He feels like he needs to find his happiness elsewhere. And wherever he lands in free agency, it will not be driven by money according to sources. And so it was a bumpy finish for him with the Lakers at different points, even though at the age of 41, he led the Lakers out of the first round pretty much by himself as that star player with Reeves and Luka Doncic.
Okay. We still have Reeves and Luka Doncic, and we're going to see what's happening with Marcus Smart. But, excuse me, the rumor mill is going wild right now. So if you would have known who was on the Olympic team, I think, in 2024, it was LeBron James, Davis, Steph Curry, and Draymond Green. Remember that? They did a hell of a thing.
To the decision that he wants to play again, but it won't be with LA.
LeBron James made the decision on Tuesday here that he will enter free agency, but not only that, he has decided to leave the Los Angeles Lakers. Rich Paul, his agent, informed Rob Pelinka, the Lakers' president of basketball operations, that the Lakers can move on with their offseason because LeBron James is moving on with them.
Oh, my bad. I played the wrong one. Give me a second. Okay. Got a shout out to Miss T. She ain't got no mimosas on deck on her side, but she got a squash and some zucchini. What'd you make with that? Okay, let's go to Wendy and see what he had to say about everything. Because I want to say, when it comes to accuracy on rumors, I would say Wendy is the dude. Like, he looks at logic, he looks at how he looks at things, and it's really, really dope.
James, but it's really, really narrow, and they would really need to make some other moves to build up their team. Right now, I'm taking the Anthony Davis thing off the front burner. I do not see traction from the Wizards to want to do that. The Warriors told Jimmy Butler they're not trading him.
Okay. They don't want to get rid of Jimmy Butler in Golden State, even though he's riddled with injuries, as well as Davis. It's like, if they was to trade away those two teams, one of those two teams' greatest assets, which is Jimmy Butler and Anthony Davis over there in Washington, you got two accident-prone players. I would deem it as an even trade. But Washington gave Trae Young that big, big, big contract, and it was a good contract. So with that contract that Trae Young had gave out, of course, it looks attractive to give a max deal to Anthony Davis. Washington got the bread. They also got the draft picks. They can rebuild short term right now. They have everything in their deck. LeBron James going to Miami is highly unlikely because Miami is in a rebuild stage, because they are saying that Giannis is their man. That's their man. My man, my man, my man. That's their man. So he's not going to Miami. Y'all think logical. There's only two places he can go. And one isn't going to give up Allen. Then I can give up Allen at Cleveland for LeBron. Boy's only, 24 years old, 25? They're not going to do that. They're not going to do what Dallas did. Let's see. Golden State Warriors, a whole bunch of old heads. Nothing to lose. They got the bread. They got the bread to bring LeBron to Golden State. Would I be shocked? No. I think he's going to come. I think if it works out well, I think it would be good. I think it would be a good fit for LeBron to go to Golden State. I don't think Golden State's going to win anything with LeBron going over there. I think LeBron's just going to play for the love of the game. He wanted to play with Steph Curry. Let him just play with Steph Curry, and that's it. Yeah. We got more on LeBron James because I'm going to tell you what Draymond Green had to say, which was crazy because it's like, he's managed by the same person that manages LeBron James. So I really feel like he has some kind of say in what's going on. I got to shout out Miss T because she's over here harassing on TikTok, talking about yams, but you need to worry about that squash. That was a long squash you had. What you about to do with that? What you about to do with that? What you about to do with that tonight? Miss T she only cut the edge off. She didn't even cut it in half. She had that squash and that zucchini, boy. I was like, she gonna have a good time tonight.
Recession Proof.
Yeah. Pour me some Prosecco. Dim the lights a little more, you heard? Just feel like some Bobby Womack shit. That's how you show up and show out. Sneaker hoarder, relationship sinking in water. 2 sons got jip, wanted a daughter. New guns, bumping it, my knees stare at the altar. Bomb culture, whole over still MCO.
You want it to play.
Bomb punch sunk in the sofa.
You want it to play. Let's play.
Young Sosa, soloist, seeking asylum. Hitting sonics on
Yeah,
my
that I
first
mean.
album, speaking in volumes. Peep how they wildin'. Fashion trends keep me from styling. Handsome thin, super slim, trying to sleep with the stallions. Henny gallon, no dimmies, my pennies was palin'. Far from friendly when you bent, let's get you sent to the island. Grill salmon, trying to leave alone wings and bones. Pocket. I'm the king of the tones. Bring me my throne, the lover. Wide guy from Sutter. In junior high, I used to lie when
So did you chop them up or you left it like that? You only chopped the edge off? Saw your video. I saw your video.
Stare closer, see the tears in my shoulders, distilling lost feelings. Need therapy for the healing. From what
So
I see, I could never be a civilian.
they're big though. I was like, oh okay. Them hoes is big. So I'm proud of you that you grew something that big. That's Dead Boogie. What up?
Tell the haters make me a plaque. 30 billion streams predicted. We ain't even mixing.
You got some. Okay. I mean, it looked healthy too. I ain't gonna lie. Dead Boogie in the building, Austin in the building. What up? What up?
I travel through beats, correlate with crime. Most my kind is deceased. Vying for the streets, never those that line up their peeps. It's the ones who will is weak and thirst knowledge and seek. We civil, read through riddles. Court cases lead to acquittals. The chiseled in our presence, they shrivel. Words is scribble. If action ain't applied to assist, was fly in this. From the mix, I survived the abyss. Highly equipped to cope. My nig did his bit on the boat. Out of her wig, his whiz slid him some dope. He home. Only wanted fear, guard and some phones. A low knitted, yank fitted, and Bugatti cologne. I hit him. When tour stop, I spin the block and get him. Just heard the word that his ops got with him. Gave him the
Coming to YouTube. Come on over to YouTube. Fill up all my chat box.
More money, more murder. Life as we know it.
Pause again. You know what? I ain't gonna pause nothing. Come over here and fill up this box. Nando, what up? What up? I'm gonna tell you one thing about Virgos. They are the most childish people in the world. Okay, we about to go on. Latest from AZ, Uniqueness. Another slept on album. We're talking about LeBron James. I'm going to say this, though, about LeBron James. I was happy he lasted 8 years. LA got us a championship and all that good stuff. But one thing I am happy about LeBron James leaving is his fans. Get the stepping. Get out of here. Get. I need my where my broom at, man, so I can. Y'all need to go on. I'm so happy about that. Now whatever team he goes to, that's what he's gonna have to deal with. That's what he's gonna deal with. That's what he's gonna deal with. He's so if he goes to Golden State Warriors fans, y'all were so loyal to Golden State, y'all gonna get y'all heads are gonna hurt if we go over there because all the LeBron James fans is gonna go over there, and you know they're nerve-wracking. They get you in the fights that you wouldn't have fought ever. You'll get in internet beefs that you never ever saw. You get what I'm talking about? So, I'm glad. I'm glad LeBron's leaving because he's taking his raggedy ass fan base with him. Good riddance. Let's give a round of applause to the LeBron James fans. We're going to give him a round of applause. We're glad that he's taking y'all with him. They goofy as hell. So another thing now it's interesting. I'm gonna pull this up real quick though. Uh, Draymond Green, he has a podcast and he says a lot, and I don't think he's lying when he's saying like certain things that's about him and about LeBron because they have the same manager. And Draymond is a great recruiter. Because I don't think y'all know that in the NBA, these players go and they recruit each other. They'll go to their city or they'll come fly in to the prospective city that you might sign with. And they take them out and show them. It's just like college, like when you were in college. And so I'm excited about what Draymond said. I was like, really? What?
Yeah, it's not a rumor. It's real. We're doing everything we can to bring LeBron to the Warriors. Me, Steph, and LeBron, we will be the greatest trio in NBA history.
Now, I don't know about history, because who would y'all say, 281-406-0057, who would you say was the best trio in history, in the history of the NBA? We can even break it down in all eras, right? Some may argue Miami Heat with LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Wade. Who else was there? You had the Houston Rockets, but they weren't superstars, though. Only one that was a superstar was Olajuwon, but golly, like Houston had Olajuwon, Vernon Maxwell. Wow, he came off the bench. Okay, we're not going to talk about Houston. And then who else? Would you count the Bulls, Jordan, Pippen, and Kerr as the big three? Big three was Boston, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett. That was a huge victory. I don't ever remember the Lakers having like a big three per se. I mean, I know you can count like Luka and Reeves and LeBron, but they didn't win, so I don't count them. San Antonio don't got one. New York Knicks don't have one. Because the big three is three actual superstars that can make differences, right? That can get you to the promised land and win it. And it's always been a duo. There's not that many big three. Like I said, you had Miami, they had Boston that had certified big threes. You had, who else? Who else? Right? Everybody? Anybody? Hit me up 281-406-0057. Or you can say it in the chat. You know what? I haven't even checked Facebook yet. I don't know who's on Facebook. Let me log on Facebook and see who's there because I hadn't even shared it or nothing. Okay, there's Facebook. Let me go on and share that out. So, what do y'all think? And coming up later this hour, there was a lot of people. I wanted to talk about Gen X and Gen X's ability to gatekeep the wrong people. I started thinking because I was talking to my daughter, and she's different. She's a millennial, but she's different. She's a type of millennial that loves old school hip hop and R&B and soul music. Like we never kept her or any kids in the house from music or anything like that. But what I did notice, a lot of people don't know a lot of these older artists like that came out in the 60s, 70s because we kept that. And then instead of teaching millennials, we actually shunned them. So instead of teaching them like about James Brown or the Temptations or, Lenny Williams and all that stuff. We're teaching them nothing and then we're clowning them for it. Y'all little kids don't know about nothing. And we had to go through that with baby boomers, the ones that raised us. That we didn't know this and we didn't know that and we were young. That's where the young bucks came in and all that. And we just did the same thing to the millennials, and the millennials just it up all the way up. So now there's a generation that doesn't even know about anything before them. So I want to play a story coming up in a little bit. I want to play a story from this one guy that comes on YouTube all the time, and he tells stories and he breaks down these are true stories. But when he breaks it down, he's a black dude that sounds like he should be on Reading Rainbow. I forgot his name, and I'm gonna get his name, and I have to give him credit because he's actually pretty dope. But this time he did an interesting story that I wanted to play over the air, and that story was about MC Hammer. And I want to talk about Hammer, man, because I think Hammer's people would have beat me up. I was so hip-hop. Right? I think I would have did something like, he almost got third base beat up. EPMD almost got beat up and shot. Like all these big hip-hop heads like LL Cool J, like my man was a gangster. And there was this one story. So these little active YNs and all that, and gang culture, you have to check in when you come into LA. That's what they said. I've never done that because I'm a civilian. So I have absolutely no reason to understand the colors. I am neutral and I am a civilian. So I repeat, I do not have to know how to move. I know that I'm not going to Compton. I'm not really, I got family in South Central. I go see them directly. Right? Baldwin Hills, I got family in Baldwin Hills. I'm cool there. The Black Beverly Hills. I do not go to Hollywood because I don't smoke crack. And you just know how to move. Like if you want to go, if you know people, you can go to Roscoe's over there on Pico. You can go to the Roscoe's on Hollywood, which a lot of people just go to. You can go to the one in Long Beach where they are on jazz night. But know where you're at. Understand where you're at. Don't just go to LA. Well, anyway, they tried to do Hammer like that. They tried to do MC Hammer like that. And this story is bonkers because it's like heavyweight gangsters involved in this story that are shook about Hammer. And I don't know if a lot of y'all knew that Hammer really did hang around with Suge Knight. Not for no record. That was his man. That was his homie. So all the stuff that you would see with Death Row, all the things you see with Death Row, Hammer was there. So New Yorkers just didn't know, when you're from the East Coast and you see like what was going on in the West Coast. The movie I hate the most that came out in the 80s, and I hate this movie with a passion, I still won't rewatch it, even if it's on TV, I'm turning the station, is Breaking. Breaking is the stupidest movie ever. And I'd never been to the West Coast until 1992, right after the riots. I was in LA for a family reunion a day after the riots. That's a different LA. The LA I'm talking about is 80s LA, where they would wear like the net crop top jersey shirts, and they had jerry curls, and they looked absolutely crazy. I remember I was like, what? I don't never want to go to California. And then, my favorite movie in the 80s was Beat Street. So Beat Street was like some straight hood, snow on the ground, South boogie down Bronx, hip hop, train battles. You know, like that was amazing. Cali, they were like they. When I saw, and don't get me wrong, Shabba-Doo and Turbo, those boys was nice. They were nice on the pop locking and breaking, and the popping. I'll just say popping. But when I saw Turbo do that dance with the broom, and then went on the sit, I was like, nah, man. L.A. is corny. Corny. And see, I believe you, Dead Book, because I know you thought it was the ish back in the day because you also like Tex-Mex food. So there's that. That movie.
You suck.
So and then let me ask you, for those that will say and then test, oh yeah, breaking was the ish back in the day. Have you rewatched it as a grown adult, not as a 20-something-year-old, not as a 30-year-old, but if you saw that movie, you're either in your 40s or your 50s. If you saw that movie and you are old enough to remember that movie, go back and watch it. Go back and watch it and tell me that your attention span is going to be good for you. I guarantee you're going to be like, yeah. You're not going to say, another thing about Gen X people, they don't want to admit that when they're wrong, right? Like, they're just wrong. So you're going to come up with an excuse of what? Well, you got to understand the era. No, there's no understanding that boy breakdancing with the broom and the broom's breakdancing back with him, and then he goes up on the top and starts doing the spin on the ceiling. You know what? And that, because what was that song from Lionel Richie? There was that song from Lionel Richie. What was the name of that song? What was the name of that song from Lionel Richie that came out around the same time, and they were dancing in the street? And then they were all doing that same old nonsense. And I was like, what are they doing? Who? Because I'm an idiot. I am. So guess what I tried to do as a young boy? Guess what I tried to do? I'm giving myself a round of applause because I failed at trying to dance on the ceiling. I don't know if that was the name of the song. Let me see. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so Dead Mac got it. Oh, all night long. All night long. All night. Okay, the song slapped. But that video was trash. It wasn't creepy trashy because, Lionel Richie has the creepiest video of all time. And that's the hello. Like, that video is really, really seriously promoting stalking. You stalked a blind chick. You were stalking a blind chick. So you went from dancing on the ceiling all night long. You must have met that blind girl. She probably was just walking with a walker. You know what I mean? She didn't see all that nonsense of all that dancing on the ceiling and doing all these nonsense ass dances that was going on in the West Coast. And West Coast was mad colorful in the 80s. They weren't all dark like that with the whole Crips and Blood campaign. They were wearing colorful tie-dye pants, breakaway pants. Y'all remember the breakaway pants? Y'all remember that? We got MC Hammer's story coming up in a few seconds, man. It is Recession Proof.
Recession.
Shit really a lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Real H-time shit, you know what I'm talking about?
It's T. I'm almost finished with my glass. This is my first glass. See?
It's stage time, ho. A new slab was all they ever known to grind for. Niggas dropping foes up in their cook, they move the time slow. Swinging lane to lane, look like you driving with a blindfold. Chopping foreign tops and all these hoes that have your mind blown. Flawless diamonds in they mob, these $1,000 combos. Boosters got them dressing like they walking in design shows. Rule number one, when you shine and keep the 9 close. But please don't get it twisted. Nah, this shit ain't all good. I'm fucking jackers out, them fiends is barking out the dog food. The young boys is wild and niggas drawing like it's art school. Red niggas rise up, call that shit a carpool. These crooked ass laws and sending shots like we a boss dude. See most our homies caged, they're looking down on us from God's view. Shit, I done shed tears and all I got to show is war wounds. One day you hear the next you X-Man like cartoons.
I know it gets better. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up. We hustling for this cheddar. Trying to get our bread up. Trying to get our bread up.
Close your eyes and visualize, cat is customized. 84's poking right by the body of a homicide. He was trying to visit his brother, hide, see from the other side. Thought that he'd be safe from all this out, so over there he'd hide. Well, unfortunate it is splash time, wherever street we slide. Took 2 phone calls, a little buddy was dead right outside. Niggas drinking they self straight to the feds, won't put them cups down. Put a firearm and a pint on the feeling a super long ride. But how the fuck you supposed to sell dope without your pistol? On 288, you know them robbers sliding with the missiles. They want all your rocks and crystals, your big booty little sister. Home of the players, yeah, they play the game a little thicker. Niggas talk a little slicker, you spear me, know I'm talking about. Pimping with a super soaker, still a punch you in your fucking mouth. Bad bitches on the couch, it's a fine hoe at every house. Way before some BBLs, all my hoes ass was swollen out. I'm from H-Time, the same place Beyonce came down. I'm from H-Time, I made Jay-Z drop books on H-Time. Everybody got a plate now. Is it cause of me? I just wanted to see my city all rich and free.
I know it gets better. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up. We hustling for this cheddar. Trying to get our bread up.
If y'all can hear me singing right now,
Get our bread up.
I'm singing the hell out this song. Let's go.
I'm from Houston where we rather jam out of town nigga shit instead. And we don't congratulate, we hate on the niggas getting bread. Good health goes unnoticed, we talk about who looks sick instead. And what you think is a bad bitch might be a nigga, don't get misled. Styrofoam inside of styrofoam, that's what we known for. Supposed to be on our way, but we so fucked up we just don't go. Little niggas about 15 years old, they swear they grown though. Like fuck playing PlayStation, we got a pocket full of stones, ho. I got some
Stay
partners
easy,
still
Miss
stuck in
Deb Boogie.
1994. I smell that shit on your clothes. I thought y'all wasn't smoking fry no more. Brothers that used to be suicidal don't wanna die no more. Cause PPP loans got them at the airport about to fly your hoe to Texas. Yeah, that's that H-Town to be exact. Where she don't want a relationship either. She want a freedom back. Drake, man, still got drink. You just need to know where to meet him at. Still riding slab. Martin Luther King Boulevard is where you see him at. I know it gets better. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up. We hustling for this cheddar. Trying to get our bread up. Trying to get our bread up.
Okay now. It is recession proof. We're gonna talk about MC Hammer, man, because I am a hip hop head, and if asked if MC Hammer was part of history in hip hop, absolutely. He's the one that taught the game of everybody monetizing off of products that they endorsed. See, before, when hip hop first was new and brand new, we bragged a lot. So, we bragged about the jeans we wore. We bragged about the shoes we had. We bragged about all of that stuff and never got paid for it. But bragged about it. MC Hammer monetized it, and we called him a sellout back then. We said, yo, Hammer's selling out. He's selling out the culture. No, he monetized the culture. This is before what y'all do online. He monetized the culture. You couldn't use him for nothing. You couldn't use him for nothing. Taco Bell, he liked Taco Bell, but guess what? They had to pay him. Pepsi paid him. Nobody was doing that. The only rap act that was doing that was Run DMC, I believe, with Adidas. And then I'll say LL Cool J with Troop. But nobody else was getting paid. So you would think that MC Hammer was this cornball. A lot of people didn't really know like what the Bay was, like Vallejo, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. Like a lot of those areas over there are roguish. Like for real. I'm talking about for real pimps. Wearing fur coats. Like for real in the summertime. There's when I went out to the Bay for the first time years ago, the Bay is nothing like SoCal. I just want to let y'all know that. SoCal and the Bay are two different areas altogether, just like in Texas. Texas is not just Texas. It's broken down in 4 sections. You got, and I don't really count Central Texas. I know y'all going to get mad at me out there, but nobody goes to Central Texas unless they have to work in the oil field. Like, there's really nothing in Odessa and Midland. It's not like something like, oh, let's go hang out. Let's go to Lubbock. Ain't nobody doing that. Nobody. So Dallas got their own swag. Houston got their own swag. Believe it or not, San Antonio and Austin have their own swag, as well as El Paso has their own swag. For different areas in the state of Texas, nobody acts the same. Unless you go online and you go on Facebook and everybody act like they're the same. That's not the same. In real life, it's not the same. But let's hear this story, though.
Have you ever judged a book by its cover? Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Please, for the love of God, don't do that with MC Hammer. You see, MC Hammer had a problem. Because of how he would dress and dance on stage, people thought he was soft. MC Hammer wasn't soft. Just ask this gentleman right here, Michael Concepcion, one of the original founders of the Crips. You see, Michael liked to extort people for money. And how Michael would do that is he would have people check in when they pull up to Los Angeles, where Michael's from. Hey, look, it's Eazy-E. And basically what that means is if you pull up to Michael's city, you got to pay him some money and you allowed to stay there, basically. So one day or night, I don't know, I wasn't there. Michael's people pull up to him. They say, look, Mike, MC Hammer's in the city. And Michael said, nah, MC Hammer can't be in the city. He ain't checking with Big Mike. Someone said, nah, he in the city. And it sounded like he's not scared of you. Michael said, who is this guy? They said, sorry, sir, he's new. Michael said, watch your mouth. Let's go show MC Hammer how we do in LA, y'all. So boom, Michael and his crew pull up to the hotel where MC Hammer is staying. MC Hammer shows up. Michael looks at his boys. He said, look at this dude's dress, man. This finna be easy money. Here's where things start to get wicked. Michael pulls up to MC Hammer. He said, MC Hammer. MC Hammer said, no need for formalities, young man. You can just call me Hammer. What, would you like an autograph? Michael looked at his boys. He said, autograph? No, it's me, Michael. You're supposed to check in when you come to my city. MC Hammer said, check in? Why would I check in when I have these gentlemen behind me? MC Hammer got 12 certified street dudes behind him posted up. They said, Michael said, ooh, I didn't see them. And this is no exaggeration. The dudes with MC Hammer were convicted felons. And it's actually a wholesome story why they started working for MC Hammer. They're from his neighborhood, old friends of his, and well, they're felons, so they couldn't get jobs. So MC Hammer gave them jobs as like security. And he would give a bunch of people jobs from the neighborhood. Dancers, people who did wardrobe. Hammer would always pull up with like 100 people from his neighborhood so he can pay them all and give them all jobs. But besides all of that, Hammer was good in the streets. So it's safe to say the dudes with him would probably do anything for him. Michael ain't know that. He said, look, Hammer, let's just say I can protect you in this city. And if you don't have protection in LA, something real bad might happen to you. MC Hammer said, speak plainly, boy. What are you trying to say? Choose your words carefully now. Michael ain't back down though. Michael said, I said what I said, so MC Hammer start getting, is that iced tea? Am I tripping? All right, I digress. MC Hammer start getting a little agitated. He said, boy, the dudes behind MC Hammer start getting way more agitated. He's like, ooh, just tell us what to do, Hammer, tell us what to do. Michael said, ooh, I don't like that. So MC Hammer knew he had to relax or the people behind him, it's gonna be a problem. So MC Hammer said, everybody calm down. I'm fine. Listen, one thing for sure, two things for certain. The Bay don't play. MC Hammer's from the Bay. He said one phone call and this whole thing get jumping off. Michael said, all right, bet, we're gonna see about that. Michael and his crew go home. Ring, ring, ring. Michael get a phone call. Michael said, hello, who this? It's one of Michael's friends. He said, when the Hammer comes after you, please tell him like you don't know me and all that. Michael said, why you sound scared? How you know I was talking to MC Hammer earlier? He said, everybody know you was talking to MC Hammer earlier. He coming for you, I think. Just don't tell him you know me. Michael hangs up. He said, nah, but he wear parachute pants though. Ring, ring, ring. Michael get another call. He said, hello. It's another friend of Michael's. He said, what'd you say to the Hammer? Michael said, nah, I'm a Crip. He just wear parachute pants. Why y'all all scared? Who he affiliated with? Michael's friend said, everybody. Michael said, no, be more specific. Michael's friend said, no, not everybody in the Bay. Like everybody with somebody for Hammer up there. Michael said, man, I ain't worried about all that. Look, that's me with Eazy-E and them. I'm certified. They said, no, Hammer got a picture with Eazy-E too. He got a picture with Tupac and them when he was hanging out with Suge Knight. There's another picture with him and Tupac. Here's another picture with him and Tupac too. Like he like, Michael said, ooh, okay. Y'all fanned out, but he really do look calm in this picture. Y'all think he would accept my apology? They said, I mean, yeah, but you probably should like do it like ASAP. Michael said, yeah, I'm gonna go there tomorrow and apologize. The next day, Michael pulled up to MC Hammer's hotel again. He waited for him at the lobby. MC Hammer pulled up. He said, it's you. They said Michael was out there begging. He said, my fault, Mr. Hammer. I thought like you was like, wasn't straight for real. You know what I'm saying? MC Hammer says, I forgive you. Just don't let it happen again.
Hammer was a certified gangster.
Hammer was a big dog, man. He got respect in the streets. He came from a respected crew. They handled business, him and his brother Lewis and the crew. Without spending any money, Hammer could have told some people to him the up. I know who Hammer was affiliated with, and he wouldn't have to pay. We from Oakland.
You be talking, talking about Hammer, but run up on him.
Hammer beat you.
I bet he'll beat your mom.
Run up on Hammer.
That goddamn MC Hammer, very serious about beef. Oh, you gonna talk about my dancing pants? I see you. And he will whoop out. And after Redman's interview, I will never disrespect Hammer. His entourage was something like I never seen in my life. Like it was literally
100 people.
More than 100 people, probably.
That's actually how he. That's actually
but it was girls, guys, gangsters, dancers, everybody. I go right on Hammer because they said he is that real, and he was. It was like low.
You hear that? These are rappers talking about it. You know what I'm saying? At the time, there was not a lot of rappers that were gangsters. You got to remember, this is like 88, 89. They weren't gangsters. Like, the only rap group that was out was NWA. And, rap like that, like the West Coast gangster rap wasn't as big yet. And I used to be the one that would tell you that NWA was never gangster rap. It never was. It was, you got to understand, we didn't have the internet back then. We didn't know about other cities. And so there was certain rappers that reported on the city. that was raw and rough. It was nothing friendly. You probably went there and never saw the dark side of these cities. So, you know, you have people like Schoolie D in Philly, you know what I'm saying, telling you about Philly. And Philly was, whew, it was roguish. You get what I'm saying? And that you had that. And then you had Two Live Crew. Even though they were doing booty music and stuff, they had reality style songs talking about Dade County. Right? Then, and this is all around the same time. You got Scarface and the Ghetto Boys in Texas, in Houston, talking about Fifth Ward, South Park, North Side, all these areas in Houston that a lot of people didn't know about. Then you had Ron C and Nemesis in Dallas. This is all the same exact time this is all going on. Chicago, I forgot who they had in Chicago in that year. I forgot who was out. I gotta think about that. You had Sir Mix-a-Lot in Seattle. Nobody even knew where Seattle was, but Seattle had an area too. They had, you know, one thing about Seattle, they had them Samoans out there. They had them Samoans out there, and they weren't punks, okay? So you had that. So to us, it was like you having a newspaper and reporting the news. So you're reporting the news in your area, and some of the areas sounded very similar from each other, but you could tell the style was just different. Like the style was different here. The West Coast style was way different than the style on the East Coast. You know, you had the South, like MC Shy D. Well, no, he did dancing music. I rock with Shy D though. But Atlanta was still put on before a lot of people even knew about Outkast. Like Outkast wasn't even out yet. They were still little kids. You get what I'm talking about? So, like, that was our news. That's our news on the area. This is how we know about Cali. You had Too Short in 1984, 85. I remember when he did Freaky Tales. These are the tales, the freaky tales. These are the... Man, he was like, I met this girl. I ain't gonna sing it because it's nasty. But that was my joint, and I didn't even know what I was singing. My mama popped me in my lips because I didn't know it was vulgar at the time. My mom popped me in the lips, and she was like, wait. And then, because of that record, rap music got banned in the house. So the only reason why I know about hip-hop is because the great invention of headphones and a Walkman. I had a Walkman, and I had headphones, and I never turned it up in the house. But if you ask me if I ever played a rap song, I played one rap song in the house my mom didn't get mad at. It was MC Hammer. Because she said that he loved God. So not only was he a gangster, the Christians were out there co-signing for him too. That's wild as hell. Y'all don't think? That is super duper wild. Because he got love in the streets. He got love in the streets. Like, that's, okay, you're like, but because you have love at the street, in the street level, how do you get love at church? By church folks. I can play MC Hammer in the crib. Y'all tell me I'm tripping. Like, nobody messed with Too Short and Hammer. I don't even want to tell you when E40 came out. He was raw too, raw to the core.
Hammer was raw dog. He did his thing. I actually used to like him. I mean, you know what I'm saying, on the real tip. People be talking about Hammer, but run up on him.
Hammer beat you.
I bet he'll beat your
That's Outkast.
Run up on him.
Everybody. That's fucking good. But you know, back then it was, we have that communication, and you know, we was very, look, that goddamn MC Hammer, very serious about beef. Y'all motherfuckers laugh and y'all joke about Hammer. No, 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 no. That nigga was deep with niggas. And he used to, what anybody who talks shit come to the Bay Area, they was in for it. Because we seen it. I seen it. And he was very serious about beef. Oh, you gonna talk about my dancing pants? I see you. And he will whoop a nigga out. Our era was aggressive in that way, is that shiny suits and all.
I did one show I remember back in the days with Hammer. Yeah. It was KMEL, Summer Jam, or whatever the fuck it was. And yo, his entourage was something like I never seen in my life. Like it was literally
100 people.
More than 100 people, probably.
That's
like,
actually how he. That's actually
but it
how
was
he,
girls, guys.
Excuse me. Now, what was interesting about that situation was that that's how he went broke. He did. I went to one concert. MC Hammer had. Excuse me, in Augusta, Georgia. And he I don't even remember if there was an opening group. I think his opening group was Oaktown 357, and somebody else that was signed under that his joint. He owned everything, so he had the opening acts. He had all this stuff. That's how he went broke. He took care of Oakland. When I tell you he took care of Oakland, you can't go to Oakland. You can't go to Oakland and say something about Hammer. Because he beat your ass, for real. And it's like, nah, I'm good. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm gonna run this one story before we get out of here. MC Search from Third Base. You know the Gasface record. Remember? Gasface actually would like to express KMD, 3 Blind Mice on site. Zepp Lover gave me the first light. Okay, so that record was something different of its kind because it was white rappers and they could rap, and MC Search was that dude that knew a lot about black culture, and he spoke on it. He was like one of the first white dudes I ever heard speak. He was like, what did he say? Black cats are bad luck. Bad guys wear black. It must have been a white guy who started all that. I remember I was sitting at Big J's crib and I saw the video and I was like, and I'm bugging because the dude was white with an afro, like a moon afro fade. And he could dance his ass off. That was another thing. He could dance his ass off, and he's over there dancing, talking about black culture. And you're like, damn, this is crazy. And so at the end of the song, he was like, Hammer, shut the... And then there was a hammer with those gazelle glasses on top. And then that didn't piss Hammer off. Let's hear from Search.
At the end of the Gasface, you guys diss MC Hammer.
Correct.
And you guys even had this giant hammer in the video with gazelle glasses on that you guys slap over and stuff like that. I was living in the Bay, and Hammer was one of our heroes in the Bay. What was it about MC Hammer that made you guys actually diss him in one of your singles like that so publicly?
Early on in my career, I was a valet and I used to do things for Houdini. I went out with them on a trip to the Bay Area, and people were talking about this guy, MC Hammer, MC Hammer, MC Hammer. And I heard he was a really good dancer. And I was really, I prided myself on being a really good dancer as well. Like, we were at this event, this basketball event, and Hammer pulls up. He's got this beautiful Cadillac. Just rolled up on him, and I was like, yo, I heard, I said, yo, my name's Serge. I heard you're a good dancer. Let's battle. And he looks at me. He's like, yo, fuck you. And he drives off. Fast forward, and Hammer disses Run DMC. Like, how are you going to diss the dudes that gave you a lane? At the time, there were very few lanes for hip hop, but they were all opened by Run DMC. Jay is the reason I even really got on. And then, Pete said the line that really pissed Hammer off about, Cactus turned Hammer's mother out. The whole genesis of it for me was twofold. One, he wouldn't battle me, which is petty, but I was, I was 19 years old. Like, at how he dealt with things in hip hop, you battle. That's not his culture. It's not where he comes from. And even if it is, what does he have to prove to me? And I understand this now that I'm a fucking grown man, but the Cactus album, our album was called The Cactus. Hammer's album was called Turn His Mother Out. We had a song called The Cactus, title song to the album. Last verse, Pete says something, and then the last line is, the Cactus turned Hammer's mother out. We were doing a huge promotion in LA for the release of the Cactus album. It was our first trip to Los Angeles. I'd never been. So we're all excited. And we're all getting on the plane. I got my girlfriend, now wife, Chantel, on the plane, and Pete has his girlfriend, and Daddy Rich has his girlfriend, and we're all just happy and excited, and we're going out there. And president of Def Jam at the time was a woman named Carmen Ashurst Watson. And she gets a call just as we get on the plane. They identified that the call was from Hammer's brother, Louis Burrell. Said, hey, is Third Base still coming to LA? And she said yes. And the voice said, good, they're dead, and hung up the phone. So Carmen calls Russell and says, hey, I think we might have a problem with Third Base in Los Angeles. I think I just got a death threat. So Lior had a dude who worked with him from Los Angeles named Big D. And Big D was also the day-to-day security for Run DMC. So Lior calls Big D, and Big D says, well, the person we need to call is Eric B. Eric B will know. Eric B calls Russell and goes, yeah, it's true. There's a hit. There's a hit. Rolling 60 Crips, 30,000 members, $50,000, dead. So Russell says to Eric B, well, how do we stop this? And Eric says, nah, you should just let it happen, and hangs up the phone. Russell, in some way, shape, or form, gets in touch with Mike Conception. And Mike confirms what's going on. But Mike says that he can control it and that they shouldn't worry because the only thing that'll happen is they'll just break our legs.
Now, remember when I played the other story about Hammer going at Mike Concepcion, you see how the world ain't that big.
But we'll still be able to do TV from the waist up. And Russell says, well, listen, how do we protect them completely? And Mike says, well, I need two things. He goes, first of all, I got this record called We're All in the Same Gang, and I need some help kind of figuring out a label situation, so if you could help me with that. But the second thing is, tonight's the American Music Awards, and I want to sit next to Michael Jackson. And as they're arguing with us, this dude comes in, and this was his name. It wasn't even, his name was Pookie. And he was Mike Concepcion's lieutenant. And he tells us he's here to stay by us the entire time. That Mike sent him, staying with us the entire time. And so I'm like, all right, man. I said, look, I want to take my wife to Louis Vuitton at the Beverly Center. Go down the escalator, all these chicks start noticing me. They're starting rumbling. My swag is on 1,000. I'm starting to sign autographs, right? And I'm, when you're around people that want to meet you, you got your head down, you're signing autographs. And I started to look up, and there's these dudes coming from south and west, and they're just walking over, whatever. And I'm signing autographs, and I look up, and I'm signing autographs. And as they get closer, the dude over here, he pulls the rag up. Dude over here, he pulls the rag up. They start to spread the girls, And as they come up to me, Pookie whistles. Everything stops. He throws up some signs, whatever signs he throws up. And it's one dude right in front of me who's got his hand on his ratchet, pulls down his mask, and he goes, yo, man, I love that record, but I was finna smoke you right now, homie. And the dude right next to me comes over, he goes, yo, can I get an autograph, man? He's like, yo, homie, I was finna smoke you too. You know, fucking Pookie didn't say nothing. I was finna smoke you, man. You know, and I'm like, who you want me to make the autograph out to? So I'm like, oh, fuck, yo, this shit is real. This shit is real. The next day, we were giving away the Jeep on Greg Mack's The Mac Attack, which was the morning show at K-Day. We walk, cracks the mic, turns it on, K-Day, you know, da-da-da AM, you know, Third Base is here, Product of the Environment, release, album party tomorrow at the Palace, and, you know, but we got a special person on the phone right now. 5 American Music Awards last night. He's up, he stayed up on our behalf. MC Hammer's on the phone. Damn. Hammer, how you doing? Hey, Greg, man, I'm great. Yo, it's great to talk to you, yada, 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 yada. He goes, yo, I heard you had something you wanted to say to Third Base.
In this particular record that we speaking of, these fellas crossed over the line. I believe it's a line in there where they refer to my mother. And we know right now, you know, in this world we live today, everybody loves their mother. And for one reason or another, you don't play with people's mothers. And I believe that these fellas have made a mistake.
Greg Mack, who's this? Rolling 60 Crip and word, we finna kill them. Boop! Out! Security grabs us. We run out the fucking building. We get into the van. We start heading down the hill. There's 2 blue cars. And these dudes get out, Mac 11s, pointing at the fucking vehicle. Pookie jumps out, throws his signs up. They get back in, they leave. And when we went to sound check, the entire Palace, which is across the street from the Capitol building, you know, is circled by blue vehicles. Because the Rolling 60 got like 50,000 members. So they can't get to everybody. And we can't not show. Like, it's not gonna happen. Big D is with Mike Conception the whole time. He's standing next to him. He goes to a recording session for We're All in the Same Gang. Hammer's there. Hammer and Mike have words. I don't know what was said. I heard it was something to the effect of Hammer asking Mike, why weren't they dead yet? And he says it in front of Big D. Whatever, and again, I don't know if it's true or not true, but this is what I was told. Mike tells him to go into the studio, don't worry about it, go into the session, do what he has to do. And they figure out that the only way to protect us to get into the Palace that night is we have to go in as security. So we're in Kevlar, I think it was ACS Security was the name of the security company. We got the jackets, we got the hats, we got dark glasses. We're in a dark van and we see nothing but dudes just circling the venue. We get into the venue. And there's no statute of limitation on attempted murder. So he'll never, and he never should. He never should. But my biggest issue to this day is I can't get over it. Because I would love to get to a place in my life where I could just give him a pound and be like, it's in the past. Like, understand, like, and have an understanding, like, yo, it was just a witty rhyme. Your name of your album was Turn This Mother Out. Our album was The Cactus. The Cactus turned Hammer's mother out. It was a dope line. I'm good. I'm not good. I've gone through 25 years of therapy 3 days a week. I am not good. I wish I could be good. But when somebody tries to kill you over a rap lyric, that's my poison that I have to deal with, that I have to live with. You know what I mean?
This was that beef. I heard like Third Base had some problems.
Oh man, come on, man.
Okay.
Come on, Chuck. Hey, no, what I mean by that is, man, it's just ironic. I know where you was going. It's ironic that even today, 20-something years later, you know, the Search Cat he want his claim to fame to be, I'm telling you, Hammer was gonna have me, you know, put in the dirt somewhere. That's ridiculous.
Thank y'all for listening to the story. I told y'all Hammer's a real dude, and I think he's an older gentleman though. Like I think he's at senior citizen age right now. But and the reason why I'm saying that that means he was a grown man back then. I think he should be around the same age as Chuck D. So he wasn't a kid. And when you hear him talk, he sound like them old cats, man. He sound like them real old Gen Z cats, man. And let me see how old he is right now. So MC Hammer, 64 years old. Stanley Burrell. You know, and the dude named Stanley, I don't know. I know about 3 Stanleys in my life. They can fight. They can fight. So, with that being said, if oh man, I feel bad. He's my brother's age. Or he is well, my brother passed away 4 years ago, but they would have been the same age. Basically, he's like a year older than him. But yeah, 64 years old. So that means he was a grown ass man when he was a kid. Cause Search is like 54 or 55, I think. Let me see how old MC Search is before we get out of here. MC Hammer versus MC Search. That would have been a dope battle, though. But yeah, when he brought up Run DMC, he did. Hammer did this, but I think he dissed Run DMC because of, you know, like hip hop, like, you know, not everybody does what they do type thing. Oh, never mind. They're not that far from apart. So MC Search is 59 years old. Damn. So he wasn't that much younger. But that, out of all the people that stopped messing with him, with MC Hammer, it bothered Search that many years, 27 years. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm out of here, y'all, man. Hey, tomorrow's Way Back Wednesday. I got to throw up a Recession Proof mix from my radio years back in 2008. I want to thank y'all for coming in. It is, let's see, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. We will catch you tomorrow, man. We'll catch you tomorrow. Make sure you download GBR Global app and lock the phone number in 281-406-0057.
Call or text GBR Global at 281-406-0057.
All right, y'all. Thank you again. I appreciate everybody. I'll see y'all later. Bye. All right, y'all. Bye.